For my project, I decided to do a case study on collegiate athletes, and most collegiate athletes will be able to know how to field a ground ball, like a routine ground ball, your forehand, backhand, short hops, etc. But today I'm going to go through what our college athletes go through and what I would teach a college athlete. The game of softball is a modified version of baseball. It is played on a field such as this one, and it only involves 7 innings rather than 9. It's also played with a much larger ball like this one, and it's a much faster paced game. The key to softball success is the defense. So to start, you kind of want your player to go through the fundamentals of a ground ball. Typically, you want them in a nice athletic stance such as this, and you want to be able to have the glove out in front and your head down. That way, you are able to move it laterally and front if you need to. Usually, you don't want to be back on your heels, you want to be on the balls of your feet. That way, you can move quicker depending on the position that you're playing. In every days, they would start with a routine ground ball. Most players on a routine ground ball will field it. They would go right, left, and field it, and then they'd go into their throw. So this is what a typical routine ground ball fielding would look like in an everyday. Every day, I would have my players typically go through a routine called everydays. Them and a partner will roll a ball back and forth to each other where they will work on their routine ground balls, forehand, backhands, and then at the end they would do short hops. The next drill I would have them focus on is called a line drill. What happens in the line drill is that you put them into a group, and one person will have the ball and they will say, ready, set, ball, and they'll roll the ball, and the other person will charge it, working on their footwork of right, left, and going into their throw. In softball, there are different infield positions. You have first base, pitcher, second base, shortstop, and third base, and then you have the catcher behind the plate. The main defense consists of the left side and the right side, which is first base, second base, shortstop, and third base, while the pitcher and catcher provide the battery and force batters to be able to hit ground balls, fly balls, and the goal is to get them out in some way. And they can't do that without the defense behind them. So if you look at third base and first base, third base is considered the hot corner because they get a lot of hard shots at them, such as like line drives, and they get hard ground balls. Whereas first base, they're there to catch the ball, they're going to scoop the ball, they don't get as many ground balls. But then you have the two middles, which are the second baseman and the shortstop, who you want to make sure that they have a lot of range and they're quick on their feet and they're always ready. You don't ever want them back on their heels. And what the middles do is they also cover the base on steals, as well as they back up the corners, because sometimes the corners don't have quick enough reaction time to be able to get to the harder hit balls to their left or to their right. For third base, it's more to their left, and then for first baseman, it's more to their right, which is the 3-4 hole, or if it's on the left side, it's called the 5-6 line. And they play deeper than the corners do, because the corners will play up. For an example, here's a video of the hot corner third base and how crucial having a reaction time can be depending on if they're playing up or if they're playing back.
No score here in the second. And a bouncing ball to second. Carasoni to Fagan to Rhodes. Double play. More defense does the job in this game. Castro caught by Cooper.
This is awesome. You know you're going to have shots hit at you all day, and she's ready for it. Snacks.
In the air to center. Caught by Estelle. Here comes Martinez. Tag and tag!
On the way to Swittos, she'll show bunt. Back to Rachel Walter. She'll field it. A speedy throw. The throw in time. 3-2. Fastball outside corner. Sony. 2-2 on the way. Chopper, the shortstop. Bogards a running catch and throw. Got it in time. A nice play. Kelsey Bogards. 1-1. Hard ground ball to second. Diving effort by Fagan. The throw to first base. Not in time. Swing and a miss, strike three. Ava Watson, the 3-2 pitch. Blue fly ball to first baseman Jane Rhodes, a running catch, and she makes the catch. Back here in Fullerton, the 2-1. Slow ground ball to second base. Iskinen to Carasoni to Rhodes. That's your ball game.
Now that you have seen the success of Auburn University's softball program on the field, here's Clint Myers explaining the science behind why they are so quick.
What the hop does is it just allows us, to minimize or eliminate, which we really like, the eliminate part, any kind of false movement. So everything that we're doing is going directly to field the ground ball.
When a player hops, they take out the slack in the muscle so that when the muscle fires for them to move in a more aggressive, purposeful, ballistic motion, it is more effective because they've taken any laxity that may be in the tendon and muscle structures, and it can be eliminated and they can move more quickly.
We stole it from tennis. In tennis you have, in the men's side, you have balls that are, that you have to react to and hit that are coming 100 to 130 miles an hour. Anytime we can use science to validate something, because when we first introduced it, people were looking at us like, what the heck are you doing?
Usually the criticism is that it takes time away, that it decreases your reaction time, and therefore you have to wait till you land in order to be able to move. The changeover from the stretch shortening cycle from concentric to eccentric is faster. The rate of force development is faster, and the first step movement is faster. In addition, it happens to be the motion that we see in predatory animals, and since their lives depend upon it, we're pretty sure that it's a good idea.
She has proven it from kids 8 years old to people in their 50s. It's understanding everything that's involved with it, because if you hop and come back up, that's a wasted motion. You have to hop, land, and go. And so it's directional from the time you land. And she is now a big advocate of that, and her studies prove the physiology part of it puts your body in the most optimum position to react.
We're not coaches, we're scientists. And so coaches come to us with questions, or if the teams are doing something that is advantageous for us in our level of research or in a direction of research, then we're really excited about the partnership, and the coaches have been tremendously open. and that's been really a wonderful relationship.